Hello, everyone. It's me, Andrew. I'm here at Star Cottage Studio for Allegory Gallery. Hopefully, you're doing well out there. You're doing a little bit of a curveball because usually lately we've been going on at around 7:30. That's the time that we've been using, the time slot that we've been using for the past couple months. But we've been having a couple things going on, so um, we're back at live at 5 for today. One of the reasons why we're doing that is because later this evening we have the Creative Make Along, which is going to be hosted on Zoom. Super excited for that. It's always a good time. But for now, we're going to have this weird and wonderful show. Hopefully, everything is weird enough. Um, Marion says a surprise. Yeah, so we talked about it on the live, but you may have missed it. Because we're going on for the Creative Make Along later this evening, we're having our sale a little bit earlier today. We couldn't, with us gearing up, I don't know if y'all know this, but we're having a reset in our online store and kind of get everything together in the studio and get everything together online and get the shipping kind of back to zero, leveling out. We're trying to clear the decks and make way for some really cool projects. And so we're going to have a reset. And the reset is going to happen June 9th through June 16th. We've got all kinds of things planned for that for ourselves. We're still going to go live, but we're not going to be having any live sales. So because we're going to be down, income generating, we're not going to be making any money during that time. So, we've got to kind of squirrel away as much as possible. So usually, whenever we have a make along, we take a break from doing a live sale. But since we're getting ready for that, I thought it would be good to start a little bit early today, and hopefully y'all don't mind too much. If you're watching, say hello. It's always nice to hear who's watching and where you're tuning in from. We're in lovely Ligonier. William's over in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and Star Cottage Studio. We got a lot of work done last night. Stayed up probably a little bit too late. I tried to make bread, and for some reason, it just didn't work like regular. Like I have a recipe that is pretty tried and true, but I must have done something different because it didn't really rise the same way, and it also um, didn't fully cook in the inside. It cooked on the outside, but in the inside, it was still pretty doughy. So we had this plan of making open-faced grilled cheese sandwiches and having it with some tomato soup. And when we kind of planned the meal around the bread that I was making, and the bread didn't work out. So it was a little bit discouraging, but where there's a will, there's a way. So we ended up chopping it up into slices. They're pretty thick slices, and grilling the cheese on top and cooking the bread the rest of the way, fully through. And it turned out pretty good. So it worked, but at first I was like, this is not the way I would be get sent home on the Great British Bake Off. Miriam says weather affects how rising happens. Yeah, that could be it. It was also really undercooked in the middle, so I don't know what it was up with that. If I had the time off, it could have been that I had the time off, the wrong time for that. But we'll see. I'll try it again. Maybe go back more to the original recipe and see about that. So yeah. So what are y'all up to? Are y'all up to anything interesting and fun and exciting? I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes for a couple projects that I'm working on. one of the things that I'm working on is the Spark Retreat and exhibition. It's for Smiths, promoting representation, accessibility, and community. As for BIPOC metalsmiths and or basically BIPOC artists who work in metal, you don't necessarily have to be a metalsmith or a blacksmith. But anyways, that's coming up in September, and it's going to be at Touchstone. So I've been helping organize and get that kind of situated. I'm really excited for that because I think it's going to be a good event. So if you're interested in that, it's going to be happening in September, and I'll have more details as that comes closer to the time. Marion says, having a lazy day. Suzanne says, hello, everyone. I saw Suzanne ran into somebody who knew me, apparently. I was trying to figure out who it was, and I was like, who is it? And I was like racking my brain. I still haven't figured out who exactly it is, but I've met a lot of people recently, and sometimes when folks are out of context, it gets a little bit blurry in my head. But then when I see them, I was like, oh, how's your kids? How's your life? How, it all comes back. So who knows? We'll see. My memory isn't as good as it used to be, and that's okay. That's awesome. Maybe not awesome, but it is what it is at this point. And I don't mind. Mary Jane's watching. Howdy, Mary Jane. Hopefully you're doing well out there. So today, for the show, I'm gonna kind of jump pretty quickly into it. Because I don't really have too much today. Oh, we do have an online sale happening in the online store, and that you can save 25% using the coupon code RESET. And if you missed any of my talk about that, we're going to be closing the online stores and online sales between June 9th and June 16th. That's the plan anyway. And during that time, we're going to be doing a lot of back of house. Anyways, the stuff y'all don't usually see behind the scenes. I don't actually know how to do any of it on the computer, but William has been talking about wanting to do these changes and switch things up and change things around for a while now, and we just it's kind of nerve-wracking to close down for that kind of time period. So we're doing it. We're finally kind of getting brave enough to do it. So I'm currently making a bunch of stuff to get ready for that so that we can have, a little bit of a cushion. It's always stressful when you eliminate pretty much all of your income streams, and then you have to just I don't know, pray a lot. I don't know. I don't know. Well, we're going to work hard, and we're going to do our best to get everything ready. And the thing is if we don't make what we need to make in order to take the week off, then we just can't do it right now. And maybe we'll have to push it to the next week, which is less than ideal because I've got projects. But anyways, so I've started working on the studio organization. My kind of part in this, since I'm not necessarily the tech person, is I'm getting the studio stuff more organized. And if you're on our Patreon, you got a little sneak peek of one of the projects that we're working on. And you may notice I'm looking out that way, and that's because I'm working on it. Marion says, yes, back of house. And so, anyways, we are excited for it. It's something that we've been wanting to do for a while, but when we're trying to keep the business going, it's just one of those things that always seems to get pushed back. So we're not going to push it back. We're going to be brave and try to do it. So that's the plan. Marianne, you don't tell all the stuff on the Patreon so that people get encouraged to sign up. But yes, that. So anyways, we are really excited about getting everything ready for the close down, so that we can get stuff ready for it. Um, Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing an event in Pittsburgh. It's called Better Together. It's at the Pittsburgh Glass Center. And yeah, I'm super excited about that. I got invited to participate from my friend SB, who's their communications director. And I applied and got in. And I'm going to be set up tomorrow with all kinds of goodies. I don't know how many goodies because I have to finish up a lot of stuff. I'm going to be enameling like wild this evening, to make sure that I have plenty of offerings. I don't want to overload stuff. Like, I don't want to bring too much stuff because sometimes I think it makes things kind of lose kind of their I don't know, their gravitas. They kind of get lost in the shuffle. So Marion says just a teaser. Wow. If we get an extra sign up because you're teasing, then it was worth it. No, I don't mind. If I didn't have to monetize anything, I would just say share it to the rooftops. But we're still trying to do what we're trying to do. Um, and with that being said, I'm going to be there from 12 to 5 tomorrow. That's at the Pittsburgh Glass Center. There's going to be lots of demonstrations. There's going to be all kinds of fun things happening tomorrow. I'm going to be doing this show solo. So if you're in Pittsburgh and you want to help me, because I apparently can't do anything by myself, come on down and give me a hand. It's free to go to, and I encourage as many folks, if you're in the area, to come out and see us as possible. And I need to send out some more reminders for folks, because they've been really good about advertising, but I want to pump it up a little bit more. We'll see. All right. Marion says, I'll work on manifesting that. I really do believe in the power of manifestation, and kind of putting a goal in your mind and working towards it. And that's kind of what William and I were talking a lot about that, and trying to get everything in alignment so that it's conducive to things kind of taking off. I think both of us feel like we're on the edge of some pretty major shifts, and we don't know what the shifts will be, but I have a feeling that they'll be good things, and I'm excited for them. We just have to keep an open mind and an open heart, and yeah, so I'm excited for that. Let's see. Amanda joined. Howdy, Amanda. Yeah, so we've been working away on getting our kind of ducks in a row, and I'm still unpacking from my time away, which has taken a little bit longer. I didn't really unpack after Sun Young's class, so it's like double unpacking is going to be happening, but yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Hopefully, y'all been well and doing, I don't know, having a good Friday. If you didn't know, we are planning to have the creative make along later this evening. I don't know if I'm going to be on or what's the situation with that. I'm going to try to be on, but I am going to be running machinery. So I don't want that to be like in the background, loud and annoying. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited though for the things I've been making. If you are on the Patreon, you probably have seen some sneak peeks of stuff. You'd have to scroll back a ways because I started this work a couple of weeks, if not a couple months ago, when I found out that we got in this show. So I had the best of intentions of not overwhelming myself and got started pretty early. But of course, in a traditional fashion, we haven't broken the generational trauma cycle yet to actually not wait till the last minute. But I am more in a I'm making strides, and so I think that some progress is better than no progress. And I do have things that I kind of put the groundwork on, so I'm not too disappointed with myself. Lennis is watching. Howdy, Lennis. Hopefully you're doing all right, hanging in there. I wonder if William's watching. Are you watching, William? Are you out there in the Teresa's watching? Howdy. Are you watching, William? I feel like I'm doing like a seance. I'm like, is William here? That's me on the Ouija board with a planchette. Point to yes if you're here. Well, the reason why I wonder if he's watching is because if he is watching, I'd like him to pick up a drink for me on his way here because I'm thirsty and I have a feeling that I'm not going to be able to stop and take breaks between now and the time that I leave. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting tonight with what we've got going on. But, sometimes I kind of feel like when it rains, it pours. And sometimes, quite literally, it's been raining a lot here. But, I feel lucky and blessed to be able to do all the things that I do. But there's just a lot. So it's been a game of trying to how to find a balance between everything that we do. Um, and yeah. All right. So I don't really know if I have anything else to say. William's going to be at the store. If you're not going into Pittsburgh, but you're still in the area, we're going to be open this week. And so if you are in the area, stop by and see him. He's in Johnstown. He'll be there today for another couple minutes. And then tomorrow, he's going to be there all day tomorrow and all day Sunday. Unfortunately, we're not going to be open next weekend. And the reason why is that we're going to be attending the snag event at Touchstone. And in theory, we could probably be open on Friday, but yeah, they're starting later, so you register between like 3 and 5, I think, is registration, and then there's kind of like a hangout. So we're gonna go for maybe the day, see the show there. There's a show up in the main gallery, the B. Campbell Gallery at Touchstone by Jeffrey Boughton, which is he's a veteran who works in I think it's Padaver. That is the technique, but it's basically forms different stuff with glass powders. So that's going to be happening. That's up right now. So I'm excited to see that. And there's a couple other things that I'd like to do while I'm over in that area. So for one, I want to check out kind of the gallery square footage and kind of pace things out so that because I'm also working on an exhibition for the space for Spark. So it would be good to give them kind of a view of that and get some details on that kind of finalized. Anyways, yeah. Busy. I see a couple more folks have tuned in. Angela says, hi there, Andrew. What a wonderful surprise to see you. Oh, good. Well, we're having the creative make-along later this evening, and we're getting ready for the reset. So we can't really miss a day of doing online sales. So I figured I'd jump in a little bit early and do that. So I don't want to wait too long. I kind of get antsy in these beginning times. I know I'm supposed to talk for a while, let folks trickle in and that stuff. But I get kind of antsy. I was like, if I don't have anything specific to talk about, I'm just like, what do y'all want to hear about in my life that I have to tell? Cats, bread. I already covered that. I didn't do cats yet. They've been bad, but that's all right. Bless their hearts. So cats and bread and making things, trying to make things. I'm working on a couple pieces for a couple deadlines, and that's always interesting to try to squeeze in time for those kinds of projects, and to try to work on my museum and gallery stuff. But you know, I have to prioritize. So lately, it's been trying to get stuff ready for the show. I'm kind of thinking that I might bring like my toaster oven. I'm gonna ask them. I'll ask them if I can bring my toaster oven, and if I can, then I'm just gonna make some powder coating stuff while I'm there. Um, and because I don't know if it's gonna be busy. If it's busy, then I won't have time for it. But if it's slow, then I don't want to just like sit there, like sit there and look at the unit, like, try to find holes in the walls or something. All right, let's see. Suzanne says Cinnamon is saying hello to Barnaby. Oh, cute. Yeah, he's been sleepy today. I think the weather has made him a little bit tired. All right, so I'm gonna shift this over a little bit, and then we're gonna go and turn this. Susan Siegel's watching her. Howdy. I'm gonna try to zhuzh up this area, and we'll get started. All right, you're gonna see the ceiling for a second. I'm gonna try to go slow so y'all don't get the motion sickness. All right. Oh, what mirror is it? Who wants that stinking mirrored business? Nobody. Let me just tell you. All right. Let me get this sorted real quick. Because otherwise it's going to be real chaotic. And I don't want to have that kind of energy in my life. Alright. All this like random stuff. Let me put this. Alright. There we go. That ultra wide, they're not joking. Alright. So I've got a penny. I've got a ruler. Marianne says her meows are all napping. Susan says, you can talk about cats. In addition to my cats, I am taking care of 2 other cat households this weekend for a total of 7 cats. That's a lot of cats. All right. So let me put this. I'm right-handed, so I should put this little paper on the right. All right. I think I'm going to do... I don't know if William's watching, if he can tell me if he's done WW yet for Weird and Wonderful. I have to really think about this. Now, how weird do you want me to go? Just like as weird as we can go? Like you're just like... since my Mukai is trying to convince me to feed him. Well, is it time to eat? If not, then he needs to get it together. Birds of a feather. And then there's also supposed to be bags, but I don't know where the bags are, so we're just gonna wing it, and it'll be great. And if not, it's only for until the creative make along, and then I'll be back making stuff for that. So you don't have to put up with me for too long. No. Suzanne says pretty weird, and Mary Jane says yes. Mary Ann says my cats only get served breakfast, but take all day to eat it. Yeah, our cat, it just depends. Sometimes they're good eaters, and then sometimes they're not. And I think it has to do with Suzanne says, do you have any muakai? It reminded me when you said muakai. Moocat. Maybe. I'll look around. I'll have to pull that up, manifest it for y'all. All right. Now that I'm kind of situated, let's do. I don't want to do anything too. All right. How about this? Is this weird enough? They're pink and black and white. They're ceramic beads. And let's see. This is Weird, Wonderful WWS 1. And I can do, normally these are for 14, but I can probably do $10 for this. And I have one of this available. All right. And that is for these, the whole strand of this. And I've got, they measure approximately about 10-ish by 12-ish. They're handmade and hand painted. I think these are pretty fun. They've got birds. I believe these are Peruvian. Since I have some of those in blue and have never used them. Well, it could be the universe telling you, say, oh, use them. Use me in a design. Maybe. And then you get a whole, somebody says hi, William. Oh, William says, I just got word you need a beverage. Correct. I need a beverage. I also need, oh, what else do I need? I was just thinking of it. Oh no, what was it? I can't remember. Oh, I was gonna have you look up the number, but I'm gonna do WWS, and hopefully that's not taken already. Teresa says bags. Marianne says, I do like the black ones. I know you don't like the pink, but you know that's a color that exists. So let me see. I know I have bags somewhere. But I do need a beverage. I would like a coffee beverage if possible. Marianne says a snack. I could use some candy for energy. Who doesn't like a candy snack? I love a candy snack. How about I have this showing? I'll show this while I get the next one. Let me think. What is like? What kind of weird? So Suzanne said that she's interested in some mookai today. I got all kinds of stuff. I'm always curious what y'all think is weird because I have things that I think are weird, and then there are people like that's not weird. They're like, oh, boring. That's alright. I think I have some Gobi Desert Stones. How about that? You all interested in that? That's in the other room, so I'm gonna have to go there. Marianne said, "Did you find the Cracker Jack charms?" No, I didn't find them. They may be in the car. I took them to a workshop because I was gonna make little cut them apart and then glue the heads back on to different creatures. But I didn't find them. They do have some. I did find the box that they were in. Alright, let me see if any of these are drilled, because I don't know if any of these are drilled. So these are the ones. I've been hoarding these for a long time. I know some of y'all might not like them because they look a little bit different. I don't think these are drilled. Well, supposedly these roll around in the desert, and then oh, I have one thing of them drilled. Kind of a. Julie said, "Did everything sell last night? I couldn't join." I don't think everything sold last night. Well, we always have extras. I've been trying to talk to William into doing like a recap show. And it's all the stuff that didn't sell. But I don't know. We'll have to think about that. Alright, so all of these, I have these, the little ones. Supposedly you can find, like I was just smitten kitten with this. These are called Gobi Desert Suns. These ones are drilled, but I have to sell these by the, so supposedly these roll around in these agates roll around in the desert. And the cool thing about these is, like if you look, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got like a baby inside. They kind of look like jelly beans, forbidden jelly beans. Like that one. Kind of like some kind of egg sac for embryotic. But they get these really cool textures, and like some of them are really cool. I don't want to drill them when they're really cool like that. So I'm going to make some kind of setting or something for these so that you can enjoy that jelly candiness. Mary Jane says, love those. Mary Ann says, neat. Thanks. So I thought those were pretty weird, but it turns out I don't have any, these ones don't have any holes. So I'll have to work on drilling those out at some point in my future. Alright, I'm going to put this away, this one. And then we'll go through. I don't know if I can, maybe I'll do them in lots. Now these ones are, these are the ones I have. I don't want to sell them all in one lot. Some of these are extra juicy. Mary Jane says, would like them without the hole. Let me think on that. And I can't remember what I can't remember what I paid on these. They're kind of like snakeskin agate, but they've got a little bit of a different, they're a little bit different. So how many are there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I'm going to keep this one for myself. And then I'll give one, each one will have an orange one. Each one will have a, or do you want pairs? I don't think these would be great for earrings. So I'm not going to even suggest it. Alright. So this lot will be WWS2. And these are the Gobi Desert Stones. Oh. WWS2. And I can do it for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I could do it for, let's say 8 for this lot. And these ones, they measure approximately 20, but then you got this one's 23. This one is 23-ish. It's 21. So they're all over the place. So this is WWS2, $8 only for that lot. All right, so I'm going to jump into the next one. That's WWS3. The 3 numbers is throwing me all. Or 3 letters is throwing me, but that's all right. That's this one. And I'm going to put that other one in my pocket so I don't forget. Because I like to have nice things too. And this will be WWS3. Only $8 for these 5 Gobi Desert agates. So that's WWS3. All right. I got something fairly unusual. I'm not going to give that. I was going to put this, but I don't know how y'all feel about this. This is a container, and it's made out of raw hide, like a rawhide mallet or those chew toys. I was scared to have this in the house because I didn't want the cats to eat it. It's from Africa, but I think that may be too. I don't know how y'all feel about that. And then I have something coming up that I think is pretty unusual in a delightful way. Let me see if I have that. Oh, I found some Cracker Jack charms. I don't know if these are actually really Cracker Jack charms, but I found some plastic charms. I thought I had a lot more. Anyways, I wonder if Anne's watching. Y'all can go and like Thunderdome it. Alright, so I think these are pretty cool coming up. And I'm just gonna do a small handful of them because I want to keep these. So that's the way. I always like to keep weird stuff. But I'm willing to share because I have a container full. All right, so these ones will go. And then I'm gonna do, y'all have to get ready for those Cracker Jack charms. I don't know if they're 100% Cracker Jack charms because some of them are like devils. And I was like, who's gonna put that in the kids? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What? These are vintage walnut slice beads. Have y'all ever seen these? They kind of look like brains. But walnuts kind of look like brains. There's a thing and they're like, oh, it's good for your brain because it looks like a brain. Okay, so this is going to be WWS. That kind of looks like a 5, but it's a S. WWS 4. And I could do, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Mary Jane says, do you know if I got one? I don't have a computer here, but I can run over and let you know. All right. So this is these walnuts. They cut that. They polish them and they cut them into these slices and they're beads. See, there's holes. You can string them. I think these are really cool. So, there's 10 of them. I could probably do these for, let's see, maybe $6. That's affordable, I think, for something unusual and delightful. So WWS for $6. I'll have another lot of this. And they range in sizes, so I'm not going to measure them. Partially because I don't like to measure stuff on the while I'm live because it feels like I'm like I don't know what's happening, but I'm like that doesn't look right. But I think that they're cool. I love all kinds of like weird, like unusual, like things that people like see around and then they turn it into, they're like, I want to turn this into jewelry. And so I have this idea of casting them and I still might. And we'll see. There's a process called organic. It's like, this is not this is a part of a peach pit. So these ones are a little bit smaller, but some of them are smaller. So I'm going to do those also for $6. So WWS5. WWS5, $6. Angela says WWS1, tell me more about them. They're hand-painted Peruvian ceramic beads. So they're on earthen clay. So I love my cardamom seed pod that William cast. We're going to start doing more casting soon, hopefully after the reset, because we're moving everything around so that we can fit everything. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing that, to get the casting up and running. We had a angel investor who helped us get the casting equipment, and we just need to set it up. I think we figured out where we're going to put all the ventilation and drill all the holes and all that stuff. So now we just have to make the time to do it soon. All right, I'm going to, once we get to 10, I'll run over there and let you know what sold and what didn't sell. at number 10. So you'll have to wait with anticipation if you are curious about that. He had the computer set up here yesterday, but he was nervous that something would fall down. All right. So I've got these vintage, I believe they're Cracker Jack charms, but they're vintage plastic charms. They're little devils. And there's got two faces. And there's one here and then one there. And I'm going to do those, wait, let me think, maybe $6. So WWS6, $1.50 a charm. All my S's start looking like 5s. And that's for those 4. So WWS6, 4 plastic vintage charms. And there's kind of a little purple devil friend, a little satyr, I don't know, a blue one, kind of a corally pink one. They kind of remind me of those candies that taste like chalk. And then a yellow one. And that's $6. All right. Now, I have some in here that I don't know if y'all want them, because some of them are a little bit wonky. They look like this. They're little owls. But I was pretty convinced that I had all different kinds that were like, I don't know. There's a little girl with an umbrella, but I haven't found it yet. So, all right. So let me think. I probably should have not put that away just yet. Well, I put the next one. Now, let me see. What else is weird and wonderful? I was going to cast these. These are rose hips. I was going to cast those. But then they kind of look like testicles. So I was like, nah. And nobody's going to want that. And then the other things I was going to cast is this. This is chocolate. Or they grind that up. And they make a chocolate. These are probably moldy as all get out. That's not for eating. I tried to eat it and I was like, this is some bitter stuff. And it took me out. Maybe I'll sell these. Now, one of them kind of has the mold lines. So you're just going to have to go with it. And they're little. At first, I thought that was like the sprue. I realized later it's not the sprue. It's the, because at first I was like, oh, it's got the sprue still. No, it's the, it's a branch. They're itty bitty little things. And this is going to be WWS7. WWS7. Marianne says consumable chocolate is normally sweetened. Hell yeah, heck yes it is. I do it for $4.50 for the 3 of them. See, that looks more like a S. The vintage Cracker Jack. One is they made it metal. They electroplated it. So they don't. This was not in the original Cracker Jack. The plastic was, but the thing wasn't like that. somebody did that after, I think. Alright. So what else is weird that I've got that I think is just like wonderful and weird and wonderful? Do y'all want something more weird? Like what? How weird do y'all want me to go? This isn't that weird, but I'll just show it to you. So I was on a TV show, and this is one of my projects that I made. Is one of these little books out of canvas. This is a way that you can, if you have any paintings that you don't like, you can just cut them up and you make a little book. And what else is kind of weird and unusual? We'll do a show and tell. One of my first published pieces. This is one of my first published pieces. And it was called I called it the so dusty, and it's called the Raven King. But they thought that women wouldn't make it if it was called a Raven King, so they switched it and made it the Raven Queen. And this is one of the first things that I published. Julie says, for me, jewelry components are what I look for. So beads that are unique are appealing. Aaron says, I love that. Hi, Aaron. Hopefully you're doing well. So this one is lava. And then this one was a Czech glass, or not Czech glass. It's ceramic, but it's by the, Lenko is having those made. And then lots of silver. Believe it or not, that's silver. It's so black. And then there was this guy who used to sell river stones. And this is from Scattered Light, this little twig branch. I love those. I miss them. And then this is from Marcia Neal Studio. So, that's great. I think it's still pretty even after all these years. The trick of this is that this wants to go up like this, but because it's got the back on here, it balances it out. So that's that trick. That's the trick of how to do that. It helps it because this is so heavy that makes the balance. But that's one of my first pieces that got published many, many years ago. As long as we're going down memory lane. This was in a book. Marion says, why wouldn't I buy a king? Strange how people predefine what I might want. Yeah, that's their jobs to try to make things more marketable. But this one was in a book called Unexpected Findings by Michelle Mack. And it has that recycle or cultured sea glass. And it was all about using findings in weird ways. So this got real corroded. Perfect. But so normally this is for what is that for? Oh, you hang it like this and you put like a pendant. So it's like a bail. So I used that so that I could string that. And then I guess that's not that unexpected. I mean, but I thought it was really, I was like, whoa, with the tone. So, and this is from my friend Heatherwyn, or Heatherwyn Milken, back in the day. Let thy words be few. I obviously don't wear this one a lot, because my words is a lot, not few. Bales, Lennis got it. That was in it. And then I made a piece, and one of the editors on that project, she did not like me. I'm not going to say who it is, but there was an editor at that publisher, and I caught her copying somebody, and I gently talked to her about it, and she held a vendetta against me for years and years. So she said when I was working on stuff for that book, there they she was one of the editors, like I don't know if associate editor or some kind of editor, and so she said all of your pieces are too boring and plain. And so I said, okay, so I'm gonna make a thing for the razzle dazzle for the drag queen. And so that's when I made this one. And so this necklace, I used the cones and made them into like a dagger point. And then I use this great big S-word crystal focal. And it says this one too plain. This one made in the book. Michelle liked it. I like Michelle. She was always super nice to me. Amanda says, wow, that's amazing. So that's the way that this was done unusually, is to make that into the bead cone. This S-word crystal still holds up. Look pretty, huh? I like it. Now, nowadays, if I would probably make this more simple. So it's not, I'd edit that out and edit that out. Basically, the parts that made it get in a book. Lena says, I love it. Those are similar to the color of my necklace you'll see tonight. Apparently, I also really like lava because I use lava in like every product. It was really popular at that time, the lava beads. And also, when it hangs, you can't really see it, but when it hangs, it fans out. It looks like that, like it's very dramatic. But the lava beads were super popular then, and they were inexpensive, which I thought was a boon. Because sometimes you get stuff for a project, and it'll be like thousands of dollars later to replicate that. And then one, I can't remember. Oh, this one. I don't even know where the class was on this. Oh. So this one was in a book. I should cut some of this stuff off. In hindsight, this was in a book called by Jean Cox Campbell. I think I can't remember if it was or not. It is in some kind of steampunk book. But this is that filigree, and it's around a ring. And then these are vintage German. And then I use all this chain. And the pyrite nuggets. And then this, I used to make these real long wire wraps. And that was from these are these Egyptian crystal. And then I put a key at the end. I think that was for Jean Cox Campbell's book. But it was I can't remember. It could have been from Melanie Brooks' article. I did a bunch of stuff for steampunk before steampunk was like a thing. Anyways, do y'all like that? The Back to the Future? Oh, this one. Oh, did I break this? No. Some of these things. Now, this one. This was in a book by Margot Potter. And she had a book, and it was called Bead Chic. And she had like a design, and then you would make like your own version of the design. And so I think her design had like squares in it, and so I made circles. So it was supposed to be all circles in that color palette. And I think it was called like Mondrian's Boogie Woogie or something like that. I don't remember. But anyways, because I like these like when it looks like you're like a magpie and then you start collecting stuff. And so I like things that have like a story. And so all of these little things are from different little things I collected over the years. Kimberly says, "Hi everyone, early live before the make along." Yep. Marianne said, "I could see a warrior queen wearing the other one." Yeah. So, anyways, I'll go pull some more stuff and let y'all know. See some more weird and wonderful. But since I saw it, I thought y'all might like to see those. There's a whole pile of stuff. Oh, I used to wear this one. This was my necklace. Everything's tarnished. But I used to wear this all the time. And I'm gonna cut off some pieces and switch it. But this is all silver chain. And then there's a great big kyanite chunk. And then art is a jealous mistress. Heather Wynn made that. And then there's some stuff. And then so I used to wear this a lot. And I was actually in a photo shoot with that on, where I draped myself over a piano. Like I actually played the piano. And I was like, what am I doing here? What's happening here? Alright. So we did that. Let me see what's in this tray. Is this weird enough for y'all? The peaches? Or no? Yeah? No? I'll put that out as an option maybe. I thought that was kind of fun. I don't know. I'll put it away. If y'all want me to put a price on it, I'll put a price on it. If not, I'll pass it. No need to make a pile of beads, just make a pile of beads, you know. Kimberly says, those are gorgeous. Thanks. What about these? Are these weird enough for y'all? These are kind of like a peachy matte glass that has like a girdle. That's pretty. Marion says, now I have a Steve Miller song in my head. I don't know what it is. I don't know who that is. I'll put this together with that. Oh, I like these. These are pretty weird in a delightful sort of way. Let me get there. And then I have these. Vicky said those peachy 2 beads are cool. Alright, I'm gonna price those then. This one's chipped. I just give that one for you for free. Alright, that one's chipped. Do y'all want that still? Or you want me to pitch it in the trash? I mean, you could acid etch it and then nobody will know. That one's kind of chipped too. I don't know if I should sell that then. Because they're kind of chipped. I don't want to sell any banged up stuff. I mean, I will if it's part of the aesthetic, but I don't think that's part of the aesthetic to get the blood. So there's 2 that aren't chipped. I'll give you that to y'all cheap. WS8. Susie's watching it. Hi, Susie. WWS8. Marion says his songs includes the line, I want to shake your tree, referring to his girl's Peaches. Oh, when I think of Peaches, I think of the performer Peaches, who sang F the Pain Away. And I saw them for $2 for this lot. These ones I'll put off to the side since they're chipped. Alright, let's see. Yeah, there's all different kinds of things people reference for the peach. Like that James and the Giant Peach. I read it in, I took a class and I thought it was kind of like, not necessarily a throwaway class, but I was very stressed out because I was graduating and I was working on my thesis. And so I kind of wanted some easier classes. And one of the classes I took was a children's literature class because I thought it would be easy. It wasn't, but it also was a wonderful class. And the class, I reread stuff that I hadn't read in years and years and years. And one of the books was James and the Giant Peach. And when you read it as an adult, it takes on a whole different meaning. How about these? These are really cool. Somebody wanted carved wood beads, but the look at this. So tiny, the carvings. Like, look at their little tiny faces. Can you see that? That's so tiny. That's some kind of seed. Somebody tried to paint them. Look how they murdered this one. Covered up all the detail of it. Oh, wow. Whatever. I bet they thought they were doing something good. Anyways, aren't those cool? Kimberly says, I better cook dinner and make and I'm not bothered by hungry people during the make-along. That's smart. Marianne says, kind of like Natsuke's. Kind of, yeah. They're tiny. Angel says, I'm looking for connections in life and beating. Love walking memory lane with your stash. Thanks. Aaron says she was wild live. Oh, Peaches? I bet. I saw her in New York. She got wild. Vicky says you're finding some real good beads. Elena says those are so detailed. Correct. They're tiny, tiny, tiny. All right, I'll get some of them. I have only a handful of these. And they're mostly the same. Let me look. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing in these pictures. I'll randomly select it. Because some of those, they get up to no good. Not on these ones. But they be doing stuff. And I don't want to horrify anybody unsuspecting. Alright. So, these ones, they're hand carved. And they're doing stuff. That looks like they're... What are they doing? What's this one doing? It looks kind of the same. But these are... Let me make sure they're not resin. They look like seeds. I think they're seeds. Anyways. So this is going to be WWS 9. WWS 9. Lena says some Asian carvings are naughty. I know, and those ones sell on the internet for like a gajillion dollars. So if they're getting up to no good, they're gonna fund my studio rebuild. Marion says not easily horrified except by outright murder. Well, who knows what they're doing in these? Maybe murder, maybe sexy time. I don't know. I can do these for $10 a piece. And there's 2, 4, 6. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 7. So 7 of them are available. So WWS 9. And these ones, they're hand carved. And they're about, this says 14.5. And it's about 12. I mean, they're seeds, so they're all different sizes. So WWS 9, $10 each. Email us at info@allegorygallery.com. All right, I'm going to leave that up for 1 minute. I'll actually move these over so you can keep looking at these while I pull the next ones. That way you have something to look at, because otherwise... All right. So I don't know if these are painted or if they're powder coated or what, but they're corrugated metal beads, but in purple. And I thought that was pretty weird and wonderful. So I'm going to share that with y'all. And then if you like it, that's good. If not, then, oh well, they can stay at my house. So these ones, these are going to be WWS 10. WWS 10. And I can do these for $3. Angel says, love Back to the Future. Vicky says, I didn't notice if the hole was horizontal or vertical. They're vertical. So, they go like this, and then the people are there. That's their face. Look how tiny that is. That's like them people that paint the rice. So the hole's right here, and then they got like this. I probably, if I look this up on, I don't have a way of looking this up online. But they're probably like $80 million a bead. Oh wow, whatever. As long as they're going to friends, right? But if one has like the secret of life, then you should let me share. But I've had these for a long time. You never know. Like I buy stuff. Sometimes I buy collections, but I've had these sit in a box, and I always thought they were just seeds. And then I looked a little bit closer, and then I was like, "What? They're doing crafts." Let me find a bag that this will fit. Oh, this was in there. No wonder why William didn't show this last night, because it was in that box. That fell down the hole. All right. I'm gonna put something up for WWS 11, and then I'll run over and write down what got claimed, and then that way people can know. Because I hate not having that, but I don't have his laptop. He took it to the store to work, so. And WWS 10, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. 32 of these corrugated purple beads. Now these aren't super weird, but I thought they were kind of cool. They're these frosted blue beads, and they've been stamped. They're glass, and they've been stamped with like a leaf motif. I love those. I had these in pale green, and I used the heck out of them. All right. And now I don't even know where you would buy that again. And I could do it for $3 for the lot. All right. I'm going to go and get the tally of what's sold. One moment, please. All right. So I sold number one. This got sold. Number 2 got sold. Number 3 did not get sold. How come that one didn't get sold? Number 4 got sold. 5 didn't get sold. 6 got sold. 7 get sold. 7 got sold. 8, what's 8? 8 got sold. And 4 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 3 of these available. If y'all want to make earrings, I can dig up another one. If you're like, oh, I don't want 3, I want 4. So 4 of that. 10 didn't sell, and 11 didn't go. So these are the things that are still available. These ones, the purple corrugated metal beads. I thought some of y'all that like the Halloween would like that. Show 5 again. This one, this is 5. These are they're slices of they're vintage walnuts that have been sliced, and then they're sealed. They're polished and sealed, and then they're beads. So WWS 5. And then this one, these are those Gobi Desert Stones. Nobody wanted those, which surprises me. How much is 10? 10 is $3. I should put these on the outside. William hates it when I put the beads in front of the Talk. And those are painted, I think. I don't think they're powder coated. I think they're painted. That's $3. All right. I'm going to put this one away. WWS 11. And that's these ones. Nobody likes those? That's all right. I like them just the way they are. Alright. I am going to get... I should have left that out so y'all could see that. Let me pull another weird and wonderful for you. Alright. I don't know if y'all think these are weird or not. But I think they're wonderful. So, back in the day, there was an artist. Her name was Bess Hamilia, and she did these, and they're made out of PMC. She had a company called Hint, and she handmade these, and so I love them. And she had such pretty designs too, like real simple designs, but she'd pair that. So that's a little lion, like a Leo. And she would sell out instantly all the time. And so I'm ready to part. So this will be WWS 12. Now these are not inexpensive. I mean, they're not too bad, but and considering she hasn't made them for years, that's how you get WWS. And I'll measure them. Marion says, I like a lot of them, but the budget is shot. Well, thank you for all of your support. We appreciate it. And sometimes it's cool just to hang out too. So that's about 13 by 15 and some change by about 3-ish. And it's a little owl friend. And she carved all those designs. I don't know whatever happened to all her molds. I should try to contact her and be like, hey, you want to sell those? I can't afford to buy anything right now, but 12 by about 4, a little bit thicker. And they're fine silver. So pure silver. All right. So there's that. Those are made by Beth Hamilia Hint Jewelry. I used to love her blog too. We were in these blog hops together, and I just loved her stuff so much. And they were like a special treat for me. And they still are. I think so, at least. These ones are from Kia. These garnets. My friend Kia. I haven't seen her for years. I should probably try to look her up. She lived in Truth or Consequence on a hot springs. And she was so cool. She dressed up like gypsy princess style. But she's from New Jersey. I think she's from New Jersey. Maybe New York. So every once in a while she'd bust into like this New York accent. Now, I don't know if y'all have interest in these ones, but I thought these are cool. They're plastic, but they're real shiny. I like them. And I can probably do a deal on those. Let me put these away. Whoop! That's fine. So what are y'all up to? Are y'all working on anything? I know it's not as much fun when it's just me. When William's here, it's more fun, right? He's the life of the party. And me, I'm just like, let's look at old beads and talk about the old times. All right, so these are plastic buttons, but look how shiny. I have a thing for that vitriol. Okay, so that's 18-ish. Whoop. And they're all different sizes. I got it. All right, there's 2 sizes. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. And I'll put them closer so you can actually see what they are. Aren't those fun? I could look at those all day and get nothing done. I could do those for $5. Julie says she likes the vitriol too. So this is WWS 14. I'll do $5 for all. I'm going to pull the next one while that's on the TV. Are these weird enough? You tell me. I was gonna make a pride kit for this, but then I didn't know. I never did it. In theory, we said we were gonna do pride this year, and I was like, oh, now I have to make all this pride stuff. But the way things are, I get kind of nervous about doing it. And that's these rectangles. And this will be WWS 15. And I can do them for $7 for all of them. It says, had some people come in last minute, getting ready to leave now. Will be a bit later than normal, but should be home for the make-long start time. Good, because you're doing it. What time is it anyways? It's like 6:30, I think. Angela says, I had some carved seeds that were from Israel. Was told they were olive. Could be. Did you buy them from us? Oop. A lot of times they would do that. All right. So those buttons are 5. These beads are 7. And these ones, they have foil, silver foil in them. And they're about 12 by 10. 6:30. Yeah, they did. They came way after 30 minutes after closing. That's fine. Whatever. I'm not going to be harping on that. I hope they were nice. Otherwise, say I gotta go home. My quinquilino needs a beverage. All right. So let's see. You want some plastic? I have some plastic. I have some other stuff too that you might be interested in. All right, let me get a bag and put that all away. And then, yeah. I'm not as feisty. Maybe if William's here, then I'll be more feisty and energetic. No wonder why they're like, oh, they don't like it when either of us are by ourselves, because we're like, oh, let's go cry. Gently and quietly. In a soothing way. So we have an hour left until the creative make-along, which starts at 7:30. I surely hope that he gets home within an hour. It's like, what are you doing? Where are you going? You taking the long way around? Is it like a secret so that I don't do my work? It's okay. I'm good at procrastinating anyways on my own. I don't need help. Mom says, still going to stop and get you candy and coffee. Oh, good. I was like, what are we doing? We're just not going to enjoy our lives anymore? Mom says, they're very nice, but originally looking for antiques. Came to realize they knew my grandparents and they were up to their house before to visit. Wow. Mom says, do you want me to grab any of the enamel here? I guess. I don't know. Whatever you want. It's going to be real interesting tonight. Getting ready for tomorrow. I would say yes. Just get it. They want antiques. We should open an antique store. I got plenty of antiques. Be called Allegory Antiques. Alright, how about some bone beads? I don't know if these are weird enough, but they're pretty cool. They're discs. And they're great big spirals. Are they? Yeah, they're bone. So these ones, they measure and they're spiral. And they're done that batik way. And the holes go like this, from there to there. I don't know if they're all like that. This one has, that one was double drilled, but that's fine. So, and they measure about 24, 25. They look a little all different. So, there you go. And they're real clean though. So, I'm like, what? Why? Like, they must have been sealed. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Or did I miscount? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So this is going to be WWS 16. WWS 16. And this will be, maybe $12. And then I have some rectangles. And they match those key beads that I showed last night. Or whenever night it was. And these are these rectangles. Is that weird enough for y'all? Or do you want weirder? I don't know how weird I can. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. So these are, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. I'll do it the same price, $12. So that will be WWS 17. And it's $12 for all of them. Mary Jane said, that is awesome. Thanks. I tried. Alright, let's see if I have any more super duper weirdo stuff. I think this is weird. It's chipped though. And he got a little face. And it's a glass and it's got 2 sides. It kind of reminds me of like a claymation and I love it. But it's chipped, so oh well. And then I also have these. I don't know if these are weird enough. Oh, these are cool. I kind of like them. These are more wonderful than weird. I'll sell those. Those inlaid shell. Somebody was talking about inlaid something. Those are on deck. I also have these. These are pretty weird. These wavy discs. So those are going to be up. Oh, I have more. I must have busted. Wow. Oh wow. All right. Let's get this cleared off. Suzanne said, that's nice, chip and all. You know what? They only had that comments. Oh, let me. Does it come up for y'all? Is it coming up? The comments? Somebody make a new comment. Maybe it doesn't show the old comments. Have you read any good books? We're still watching the It Wall thing show, TV show. And then we're also, I'm listening to these books. They're called a Beechwood. Oh, there it is. New comment. All right. So they are letting me show stuff. I'm listening to these Danielle Garrett books. They're all right. I listened to her other ones, the Sugar Shack Mysteries, and those are pretty good. Very entertaining. Marion says the pomegranate gate. Linda says listening to you in the shower. Oh my. Sensual. Maybe. I don't know. Alright. So this is gonna be WS 18 and WS 19. And I'm gonna do them for $12 a strand. WWS 18 and then WWS 19. And then I'll show you closer. Suzanne says, I'm listening to Eloisa James, similar to Bridgerton. Oh, that sounds fun. All right, so these are shell, and they're inlaid. They're shell coins. They picked the gray on the outside and then white in the middle. And I think they're really cute. These ones, they measure just about 6.5 inches. And this is a little bit more of a stripe through the oval, but they're dimensional. And that is also 6.5 on those, 6.5 inches. And these ones, the rounds measure, about 12 millimeters or so by about 4 millimeters. And then this is about 13 millimeters by about 16, 17 millimeters by about 8 millimeters. All right, WWS 18, $12, and WWS 19, also $12. And then hopefully I can find the bags. There, in theory, we should have bags to the moon and back. And I think we do somewhere. Let me go and find that. All right. Up next. That's not weird enough. I can show you some stuff. I don't know if you'll think this is weird. We can maybe do this for another show because there's a lot of it. This is that vintage Indian glass, and they would take the frit and then in the little balls, and then they would roll the glass in it. I think they kind of look neat, but I've had this for years and years. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? So maybe, those are kind of weird. I don't know if I want to sell those right now, though. Y'all let me know if that's something that you would be interested in at a future date. And then these ones, I have all these green beads. I don't know. That's wonderful, but not weird. I have all these bone beads. Julie said they're pretty cool. Thanks. These are kind of weird. I think they're supposed to be banana leaves. This is that Hamilton gold. Julie says, love the bone. Maybe we'll have a bone show, because I got a lot of bone. I also have this thing. This is pretty weird. It's like, what is that? Some kind of glass. Suzanne says, very nice. We'll see. Alright. And then, that's weird. That smells weird. I have these. Y'all probably already bought these. These great big vintage plastic from Italy. Marion says we might be having a thunderstorm. Yeah, there's something happening out in the distance for us. I can kind of feel it. Hopefully the weather's good tomorrow, because I don't want to drive in the nasty weather. Oh, I also have... That's not weird, but it's still delightful. These are weird, but I don't think anybody's going to buy them. They're twisted rectangle. Antique check, but they're like doo-doo brown color, so... How about... You don't want these? This is Suzanne says we're definitely having thunderstorms. This is that Yvonne Faust, I think. That was pretty weird. When it says neutrals are good, this check would go well with the oval shell beads. Yeah, they would. I like these. These are weird. And I like them. But I'm almost out. They're these plastic, and off to the side they make like a cross. So from the top it's just like this, but then they go like this. Isn't that interesting how it's like an optical illusion? It's like a band on the outside. But I don't have very many of those left, and I'm going to keep them. Somebody wanted in Barbie pink. This Hello Kitty. Check glass. I wonder if they have the copyright for that. Alright, so I'm going to pack that up. And then we'll go into WS20. Suzanne says, dinner call. Good night, everyone. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Alright. So this is for the Yvonne pieces. And then I'll go and see if anything's sold. So you got a handful. I'm going to say it's on plastic. I don't know. And then I'll do the lot 21. It's another one of her stuff. And they're all hand painted. I used to see her all the time because we did the same circuit shows. I give it to you for $5 for this. And WWS21. I think her stuff was a little bit spendy back in the day, but I have no recollection. Man says Loki and I are having some chicken. That sounds good. I kind of want a po' boy, but William's probably already left. Mushroom po' boy. Because now I'm hungry. Ugh. Alright, I'm going to go and look and see what sold and what didn't sell. And then I'll be right back. Alright, please enjoy while I go doing it. If there's stuff you want to see, let me know. And I can kind of pull it. So 15 sold. Thank you. 16 sold. Thank you. 17 sold. Thank you. 18 sold. Thank you. 19 sold. Thank you. 20 and 21 sold. What didn't sell is 14 didn't sell. 13 didn't sell the Best Amelia pendant, fine silver. And this other one, 12 didn't sell, and 11 didn't sell. So 11, 12, 13, and 14 did not sell. Mom says, on the road with subs and pizza for fundraiser for and mom. Oh, good. I could eat that. I'm going to eat it right now with my whole mouth. Not just part, but the whole thing. It's going to be obscene. So get ready, y'all. It's going to be, I'm going to unhinge my jaw. People don't think I can eat. And then they're like, oh. I don't like to eat in front of people, though, generally. I mean, I don't care too much, but, you know, I'm not necessarily a tidy eater either, so there's that. But it's, yeah, I put my back into it like it's my job. Alright, so next, is there anything in particular you wanted to see that was weird? I can go back to, I used to have a whole wall of bone. I don't know what happened to it. Something happened. I don't know. Does anybody local know how to do the wallpaper? I got some wallpaper and I like it. And I want to put it up in my office area, my little studio section. But I don't know how to do the wallpaper, at least not well. I mean, I could YouTube it, but I think that may be dangerous. So this one, it looks like something happened and the strand busted. So your mom was over there, William? I didn't know your mom came today. I had to give you something to give her for her Mother's Day present. Julie said those wavy spacers you flash look cool. They're coming. I busted the strand, sorry. Trying to tie it up. Yeah, I can't. Usually there's like somebody talking, and then, but like if I try to talk and do this at the same time, it's like rubbing your belly and patting your head at the same time. And I'm not most excellent at that. Alright, well, good enough. It may come undone again. We'll see. Alright. Marion, so I only ever attempted a wallpaper border. It turned out just okay. Yeah, you know, that's sometimes not, you know, I've watched it done. Alright. So this is going to be, these are these wood, and they're painted, and they're like wavy. The strand busted, so this is what they look like. Loose. And that's going to be W WWS22. WWS22. And I can do that for $5. And let's see. I'll find a bag. I'll leave that for a second. I do have some interesting check glass. How about these ones? Are y'all interested in these? These are wood, and they're painted. And they're about, it says 14.5, so on there, and around 4.5. I have some check, some antique check. That's these ones. Aren't those cool? I like those. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think there's one more somewhere. I saw it yesterday. It's more fun when William's here, isn't it? I'm gonna keep saying that until he shows up. Anyways, it's somewhere in there. Whoop. And I also have these. These are unusual. 22 sold, he said. He said, take it off the thing. Oh, wow. I can't help it. I go slow. Oh, here are these. I have more of my polymer. I found it. I thought we did those yesterday. Did he show you these ones yesterday? I doubt it, because I just found this. But I made these ones. I was gonna make these tiger stripes, and then when I baked them, they turned brown instead of orange. And I was like, grr. And these ones, I loved making this cane work. I mean, whatever. And then I made these ones. They're supposed to be eyes all over it. And there's supposed to be gold in it. Anyways. Lena said, yes, we saw them last night. Julie said, not sure, but they look cool. Mom said, those are different. Different, like good or loving hands at home. All right. So WWS23. These ones, I do it for $12. And if I find the other one, I'll put it in that package. It was just floating by itself somewhere. I was like, that's different. Oh, Marion says they're different from last night. Oh, well, there you go. I won't show the. Lena says, I recognize the witch's stone ones and the plum ones with the transparent flowers, I think. I may have made more. So there's all these too. These ones, I like these ones. I did a translucent and I made it like a pink, and then on this side it's like a green. I think I made that for a kit. And then these ones, these little crusty things. Can you believe that's polymer? People like, uh-huh. I tried to make them crusty, so there's that. Alright. I'm gonna put those away before I collapse the universe. How about this? This is kind of weird and wonderful. Oh my gosh, I saw something sliding. Nice. King Kong size in a delightful way. I could do 20 on that. There's that. I don't know what that is. There's a cow. Some kind of creature with a hoof. Maybe an ox. Got a snake. Julie says she loves. Love. Alright, I'll put the other one away. And then, let's see. I'll leave that for now. And then y'all can enjoy looking at it while I pull something else for you. I want something really weird. The really weird stuff is over here. Like I got chicken feathers. Y'all want chicken feathers? And we can go through history. So this one, I taught a class in New York City about how to sculpt these little faces. And this one's a golem one, but it got cracked in half. This one, I love these ones. I think those are green tourmaline. It's from Kia. Here's some kind of bone. Somebody's bone. I don't know what kind of bone. I used to make these little dishes in porcelain. This was a bar token. I think that's from when... I don't remember. I ran into somebody that night. Blake Longstaff on the train. I was like, didn't I go to high school with you? And he was like, yep. Oh, this is the one I carved this, and then Linus was like, "You're gonna poison yourself if you keep doing that." So I got this bag of Bakelite, and I was carving it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, so wonderful to carve." And then she's like, "That's got poison straight up in it," and I was like, "Oh." And this is like a resin sandwich. I was like, well, who is getting this? They were like, "Oh, you know what I need? This resin sandwich. Cucumber avocado toast sandwich." Oh, Barbara, she used to watch all the time. She made that be the change. So nobody needs the cancer. I already got it once. I don't need it again. Oh, here's something I made. Porcelain. Oh, somebody wanted the mookaite. That's a weird one. Like, what shape is that? Parabola. And these ones, like, who shaped that? Aren't those weird? Yeah, they are. I'll sell that. I don't want that anymore. I mean, not that I don't want them, but you know. Is that William? Or is that my mind wishing for the food? Alright. Let me put this away and then we'll go. This is probably like really boring. He'll be like, what is he doing? This is like the slowest going show. He's gonna put everybody to sleep. Where's the amoeba? Oh, hello, William.
Hello, everyone.
What are you doing?
Bringing you things.
Oh, good. Are you doing it from here, or are you going to do it?
I was going to go home.
Oh.
But I can do it. What's better?
Whatever you want.
One you were thinking was better than the other?
I'm going to be in the other room.
I think I need to take a break at home first, though.
Oh. That means poop.
That means bathroom break.
They know what that means. Where's my sub?
They do now.
Well.
What?
Where's my sub? I guess I can go home for a minute. I'll go ride with you. Help me find 7 lots really fast. Go bing, bang, boom, and then we'll be done.
Really fast?
Yeah, just 7 weird things.
Just 7 weird things.
Look down at the ground. I'm sure something will pop up. How about this? Find me 7 bags.
You don't
Look
like
at
my
this.
choices?
What is this?
I can find
Would they use that?
bags. That's easy.
Oh yeah?
That's easy. That's my door of bags.
How about we switch?
1, 2.
How desperately do you need to take a break?
Since I left the store,
Oh.
I was trying to rush to get back here in time.
Almost as you have 15 minutes to eat. Angelissa, I made polymer hot dog and hamburger and fried egg earrings for a show in the 80s. Heavy rains meant they were floating by the end of the day.
We might be a little late for the creative make-along, everybody.
No, not. I'll just get started and then y'all can talk. I'm sure.
Wild.
I'll bring a what kind of project can I do from the house for 2 hours?
Are you keeping these?
What are they? Yes. Just don't look over there. That's my stuff.
You told me to look.
Nah, I said down on the ground.
Oh, there's nothing down here.
Oh my gosh, there is. What am I hopscotching over then? Marion says 15 minutes may not be long enough for food and a break.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to eat too.
You can watch me eat them.
Yeah. So nice.
How about this? I can do those for $6. Don't look, William.
What about those? Those are weird.
He is throwing. You put that on there too aggressively.
Oh, did I?
Maybe it's the needing of the break. It's forcing other things to the surface.
It's forcing something to the surface.
That one's got a little bit of a booger. Put some epoxy clay right there. Nobody will know. That's why I made it cheaper. Nah.
I give up.
You keep looking at my stuff.
It was on the ground.
Never mind. Just pull me some. Here, you show. I'll do it.
You know how long it takes to get home? You have that in your head?
10 minutes. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird and wonderful.
That leaves us 4 minutes to do anything.
You think that's weird and wonderful?
Sure. How much is it?
Wonderful. I can do 15 on it.
WWS 25. 15. That's a terrible 15.
Guess I have to go to the bathroom price.
15 on this. 4-minute mile, says Marianne. Look at that. What is this light? What is this? What you got going on here? Can't see anything. There we go.
I'm surprised it sold anything today.
I know. You sold a good bit, I think.
Here, this is weird.
WWS 25.
Here.
Look at that beautiful lampwork glass. $15. I was going to pull that.
You didn't.
No, because you told me not to.
Wow.
WWS 26. How much for these Chinese ceramic? Why is my pen not working lately?
Your pen. My pen works just fine.
How much for the Chinese ceramic?
I can do, those were like $1 a piece. I'd do 50 cents. So
$3.
$2.
$3. We round up like yesterday.
All right.
WWS 26. Vintage Chinese ceramic. And I would have sold these for $2 a piece. So you're getting, yes. So you're getting an extra discount. Extra.
Read all about it.
WWS 27. How much for the silvery things?
The silvery things. I could do $6.
$6 for the strand. Those are really cool. Wait till you see. Wait till you see these. These are some silvery wire worked beads. Look at those. Aren't those cool? They're like twisted wire into a bead. How in the world? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads on there. And they are approximately 19.5 millimeters. Susie just saw we were all on.
Which Susie?
Our neighbor.
Oh, hi. Hi, Susie.
All right. Anyone like these? Anyone at all? Let's see if we've sold anything. Let's get the email to refresh. Oh, yep. 25 and 26 have sold. So that's the lamp work. Thank you so much. The vintage Chinese ceramic has sold. Thank you so much. And 27 just sold. That is the silvery beads. No one wants those wonderful, oddly shaped, large stone beads. Nobody. $6 for all of them. Not even a piece. $6 for all of them.
That's all right.
Isn't that cool? What? Okay, fine. Nobody wants them.
You're on 27.
27.
28.
Yes. WWS 20. Whoa, 28. How much are those?
I could do their $8 was small, and then $10. Well,
$28.
I could do 24.
4. These are really cool, y'all.
Awesome.
Suzanne's at dinner. She asked about Mookite. Yeah, she likes the Mookite. Look at these. These are glass. Super cool glass round rings, fluted rings. These are awesome. I like these a lot.
Oh, how about this? This is pretty weird.
It's 28. Oh,
29.
that's probably another one Suzanne would have liked.
Carved boxwood.
Why do you wait until she's gone to show all the things she likes?
I didn't do it on purpose.
How much is this cicada?
I could do it for 10.
10 only. Carved boxwood, you said?
Correct.
Carved boxwood cicada.
Did you tell them about the video I showed you last night?
No, I did not have a chance to tell them about that.
Go ahead.
Andrew showed me a video of a cat attacking a cicada and another cat behind him wondering what the heck he was doing and gagging.
Because it looked like he was playing with poop.
It was
Hilarious.
pretty hilarious, yes.
And
Look
then I also shared a video
that.
of a cat that
What?
looked like Gilbert, and it was sitting in this thing of a Mona Lisa. Also adorable.
Julie says I would take 1 of 28 if you split it up. The glass, I don't know if we can split that set.
You wanna pay more? Because those really, they should be probably 18 for the big ones, and then like 14 for the small one.
You're getting the package deal here. Getting the package deal.
I don't know if any of those sold yet, anyways. Maybe did, maybe don't.
So far, did not.
Oh, really?
I know.
What?
I don't know. WWS 30, last one.
I'll have to think about it, Julie.
I'm not sure he wants to break up that set.
No, because then what if it needs a pair?
I mean, that's a magnificent pair of earrings right there. Like, those are light enough for earrings. Can you imagine the funky earrings you can make with that?
I would put them for pendants.
Amazing. They could be beautiful pendants. That's what I thought at first. But then I was like, look at that as earrings.
How about a lariat?
I know some people. A lariat? No one ever thinks about lariats.
Bless its little heart.
Poor lariats.
Oh, that's shit. What are we going to do for the last one?
Marianne says, please make it on time, William, for your break. Yeah. That's all up to Andrew at this point.
One. All right, you can go. Do you think that I should sell this? Is King Kong?
Ooh. What is that?
Hypersting.
That's what I thought. You're going to have to price that.
I think I'm going to sell this for $30.
I think that has to be at least that. Are you ready for it?
Sure, go ahead. Let's go. I have to come back anyway.
Are you going?
Yeah.
You going to ride with me?
Yeah.
Going to have both cars here? Hyperstein.
That's beautiful. That's a bead.
Large Hyperstein. This is one of the most pretty Hyperstein beads I have seen.
This like you're going to call down the universe.
You are going to call down the universe.
The princess of power today.
I bet our friend in Johnstown would love this.
Who's our friend?
Our friend in Johnstown.
I've got a couple.
You've got a couple. She loves the Hyperstein.
More than two.
More than two?
All right. Let's go before you shit your pants.
Okay. That's WS30, y'all. And that's a break. We'll see you in a few moments at the Creative Make-Along, we hope. All right, everyone. Have a great one. Bye
See
now.
ya.